By this point, the Iceborne Elder Dragon has been teased for over a month for me. Last time we got a little sampler of it, but this time we'll take it down for sure. However, we have one last set of roadblocks before we get to it. 4 variants or subspecies of monsters we fought before, cranked up to an even harder version of themselves with different elements or effects. In a way, you can consider this a final barrier before reaching master ranks as Elder Dragons. And those are fights I really want to get to. So let's go and see what these monsters have in store for us. So, last we left off, we were on Velkhana's trail, back on the Hoarfrost Reach. We quickly arrived to an area of the map that was locked before, giving us access to most of the map, only leaving one area we haven't reached yet. However, we're very quickly caught off by a bunch of Velkhana diving at us. This being our first roadblock stopping us for Velkhana, which isn't a subspecies of Velkhana, it's just a variant. I mean, it's the same, it just screams really loud. The fight goes fairly similarly. Just like its base form, it is extremely hard to hit given how much it moves, especially when it's in the air. And adding onto that, the ice it creates slowly begins to increase in size before exploding, which really messed up the timing in my head. Thankfully, we do get a bit of help as our good old frenemy Barioth comes in, though this does add another element to dodge, which he was already hard to dodge to begin with. But hey, it's nothing a flashbot can't fix. Anyways, this fight actually is really good to introduce you to the new area of the Hoarfrost Reach. Given the fact that this is just a Velkhana, but a little bit stronger, makes it so that you're not really learning anything extra, which then lets you focus on the new environmental effects to learn. And through the mission I do find a campsite that's up here. But yeah, aside from having to deal with 2 Velkhanas at one point, this fight doesn't give us that much trouble, and we capture the Velkhana. However, we have bigger problems now, as our next assignment is to deal with the Anjanath that we've seen roaming around. Now, aside from Turf Force, I really haven't fought him before, but I do have a good amount of experience fighting the Anjanath, so I move on to that one straight away. So after a while of looking for him, we're able to actually start to fight. Now, Anjanath is one of those monsters that I really enjoy fighting, but tends to be pretty easy. So I really enjoy this fight actually. While he gains a few ranged attacks, he is very up close all the time, using most of its body to batter you. He leaves a bunch of openings so that you can attack him, but that also means that you need to always be on your toes. Plus, the extra mechanic of having to hit its nose bone to weaken it, and even being able to topple it if you hit it hard enough, make this fight a lot more involved. And it's really cool that eventually he's able to charge up fully and go into this super aggressive state. So yeah, I think I really like this fight. But without too much trouble, we're able to capture it. Only to be told that we need to head back to the new world and deal with a few subspecies that have randomly appeared. However, trying to learn my lesson from last time, and because a ton of you were asking for me to do all the side quests to help me be more prepared, I take a little detour here to go wrap up side quests and unlock the camp that we found earlier. Throughout the side quests, I try to put a lot of what you guys have told me in the comments into account, even going out of my way to learn a few things. You guys have taught me so much about the game in this past few months. You have no idea how much it means to me. So hey, if there's any tip or trick that you would like to leave, feel free to put it in the comments. It is extremely appreciated. And hey, while you're down there, feel free to like the video if you're enjoying it so far, or subscribe and you enjoy this type of content. The support that you guys give these videos means the world to me. I really appreciate it. So hey, let's grow a little community, shall we? Thanks. Now, I'll see you in a bit. 3 days later. It wasn't a bit, but our gear has now caught up to where we are. So, let's keep going. We'll first go after the acidic Glavenus. So let's go right into it.
I am...
Yeah, sounds about right. One thing I noticed while I was fighting him, well of course he has an insane reach, this one feels a lot more defensive. Most of his attacks hit around him, and he has a specific stance where he will attack you if you get too close. Especially since I had just done the side quest, I could really feel the difference. And sometimes when he hits you, yeah, I felt that one coming. He actually can give you defense down on any of his hits where his tail is covered in acid. And because of how spaced out his attacks are, it is very likely that you'll get it a few times. But aside from that, it's not really that difficult. I would say this is a good monster to practice new weapons and stuff on. And speaking of... I have now learned how to do wall bounces. I gotta say, they're extremely satisfying. Plus, it does make some build ideas come to mind, but we can get to that later. So yeah, we capture the Glavness, and we move on to our next target. You know, I'm starting to notice a pattern. The Ebony Autogoron. Another monster I really enjoy, honestly. Autogoron is already a very aggressive monster to have as a base, so adding the fact that he can have ranged attacks and giving you Dragon Blight, on top of still being able to make you bleed, makes her a monster that you need to be extremely fast to take out. Keeping track of this monster is challenging in and of itself, all the while each time you get Dragon Blight or take too much damage you need to spend a resource you're not gonna have later on into the fight. However, outside from that, it is not too dissimilar from the actual Autogoron fight, which I enjoy a lot as is, which probably is why I enjoy this one so much as well. I guess in that way, both these monsters were really similar, just that one is very focused on defense and the other one on offense. In a way, the game is trying to prepare you, just how it did back in high rank, to be able to fight the Elder Dragons. So now, having cleared the last roadblock that was stopping us, how about we go and take a shot? Now finally, we face off against Velkhana. Now, this fight is done in two stages. First one is a mission to defend Celiana. Here we have a bunch of gadgets and environmental effects that are here to help us. After all, this is our turf. So it'll be easy to fend it off, right? Right? Yeah, no, he definitely destroys me here. I struggle to find my footing learning its patterns. It moves so quick that it feels like I'm sluggish. It can switch very easily between very offensive and very defensive, especially with all the ice it can create, making you have to run away, and then quickly beaming you from a distance. It has an insane reach with its tail, and now has even more varieties on how it can use it. Same with its breath, it has a few extra patterns for it, either repeating it in quick succession, or sweeping the entire arena, which, to be honest, I don't really know how to dodge that well yet. Add on to that the fact that it will just create hail drops on top of the entire arena. Yeah, you need to be very aware of everything that is happening around you. The mission does end in a segment where you need to reload a cannon, which is pretty easy since it can't attack you with the gate up. You just load the cannon and... oh no. Oh no. Here's where I'm thankful that I did learn how to flank shots, since I used that to ground it for a bit while I reload the cannon again. From there, we fully capture it and blast it till it retreats. So yeah, we have one on our own turf. So now we take the fight to its den. Now here, it's an entirely different fight. There's barely any kind of environmental effects here. No ledges, no healing areas, no wetch beetles. It's simply a large open area, it and you. And it's Ice Beam that covers essentially half of the arena. There's very little room for mistakes here. With all his ice attacks and how little cover there is, it really puts you to the test if you actually learned his patterns, which I'm able to hold on against really well, except the Supreme one, which tends to catch me pretty much all the time. Hell, it even carts me when I try to take cover behind this little alcove here, only to realize that it doesn't actually stop. But once I come back, I'm able to deal enough damage where it tries to flee the area, escaping to the parts that we just discovered earlier in this video. And reminder, I went to do all the side quests, which means that I got a good amount of practice in this part of the map. So I'm actually able to use the environment to sway the tides in my favor. Hell, I even managed to take out its tail, which probably would make it so that its attacks are a lot easier to... oh, it just regrew it. Fuck you. But after a few of these, a few of those, and definitely a lot of these, we're actually able to have it retreat, limping back to its nest so that it can rest. Which means that we get a good opener attack. But it also means that we're gonna have to fight in its turf, without any of the advantages of the other areas. So the only thing that I can say here is, let's make it count. you have it. Velkhana has been dethroned. Honestly, I personally think this monster lived up to the hype that the game has been building up. Cause it is so different fighting this to the other Elder Dragons. So mobile and basically having you be on your toes, looking around you all the time while trying to dodge all of its attacks. But hey, the fact that we beat it only means one thing, and that is more Elder Dragons to come. Besides, the game even is outright telling us that we're not really over with this. So, just like Nargigante, we keep pushing on, but that is something we'll get to next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Your guys' support really motivates me to do my best in these videos. I really appreciate it. Now, if you're watching this around the time the video comes out, then you know that the Wilds beta, the second one, is out right now. And while probably this video will be a little bit too late to catch the first wave to test it out with y'all, the idea is for this channel's very own Discord server to be up by the second period. So keep an eye on the community tab, I'll make sure to post a link there. The support you guys have shown this channel and videos is really heartwarming. You have no idea how much it means to me. Aside from that, yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, take care.